More stretchy,
Like
stretchy.
the first hour and a half of the day warming up.
So let's cover what a crucifix is,
Yeah.
because I'm going to show you the attack, to show you the defense, to show you the control of the attack.
Cool.
So we'll face the camera so you can see it. In a crucifix, if you sit this way facing the camera, the end position is I'm going to be here with a harness. My overhook is going to be in my leg. So I'm here. And the way I got here was from turtle, but I'm just going to show you the finishing.
Okay.
You can be done both ways with the bottom control of the leg, or the bottom leg can come up. I like the overhook leg. This can still be done, but I'm pinching. Your escape is going to be to get this arm out. So if you got this, you might be able to get this elbow out between my thighs. If I got this, now you've got this counter pressure where you got my downward heel going here.
Yeah.
And if I get this here, I can start getting the arm bar right there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there's a harness like the seatbelt, boom, or there's the Kimura grip, where I can control this way.
Okay.
Okay, so the reason why I'm showing you this is for you to escape, you really got to worry about this arm
This first.
Yeah, and being that you're flexible, knowing if you get perfectly perpendicular to my body and you put your feet towards the dressing room, this is where you don't want to be.
Okay.
This is where you're essentially a crucifix, right?
Yeah.
So
this is more stretched out.
in the gi, I can start attacking this choke right here.
Right.
In the no gi, I go a little deeper and I grab here and I drive your head. And
Okay.
I may, boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Elbows right to the face, not the back of the head.
Yeah.
So what you want to do for an escape, either way, harness or the Kimura, is walk your feet towards this leg. And if you can underhook this leg,
And break that over.
yeah, if you can overhook my foot, this foot.
Oh, kind of like that.
Yeah. Now what I want you to do is scoot your butt out and go to your right hip. And as you're doing this, it ruins my perpendicular position. It gives you a little leeway to start getting this elbow out. This is the worst case scenario for you, because I'm going to double down on this.
Right.
But if your hip starts switching out and boot scoot away from me, now get that elbow out if you can, drive into me, and like that back escape we were talking about.
Cool.
So that's my controlling points, and I get there in many different ways. If you start to fail at that, I'm going to go to your back.
Yeah.
I'm going to worry about losing that crucifix, and all I got to do for that is basically get this hook out, get under your leg, and scoot this in. We're not worried about that. I just want you to know my transition is going to be on your back.
Okay.
Your crucifix is the back.
Okay.
So let's get you turtle, head facing that way.
So gone into turtle.
Yeah, head facing that. So your defense is, again, you're protecting your bikini area, right?
Yeah.
What I need to do is get my knee ideally into here. I'm going to threaten my hands here, I like to do what's called a spiral ride, which wrestlers would do right here. I'll get into your hip, and I'm trying to get in your inside thigh, and I'm kind of prying.
Trying to open everything up.
Yeah, I need to get these elbows up. I need to get in here. So I'm going to get my knee in here, and I'm going to drive your base out.
Okay.
Your defense
And I'm
is
still just trying to.
You're trying to do that, yeah. Once you feel me winning this fight on this elbow, people tend to lean their weight on this elbow so that they can move this around. So
Yeah.
they double down, bring it in, but they got to keep their base out. So what I'm going to do is an underhook Nelson, which is the underhook with the back of the head, which we went over a little bit.
Yeah.
You're not going to like that. So now I'm going to start controlling that elbow, get my knee in. Once I get my knee in, then I'm going to go to that crucifix. There's a way to roll over the back, which is just as good, but this one I feel is more powerful.
Okay.
Is rolling to my back. And I'm going to show it to you so you can see.
Cool.
So here you're keeping your elbows in tight, I can't get in, I'm threatened. But if you start to roll into me or away from me, I gotta worry about your hips. So this is why I go hips. And if you're really good mobile, I'll even just go hip to hip. So now any way you go, I'm kind of gonna follow you.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm really, even in law enforcement situations, I'm trying to get in here. So I'm going to ask you to give me a little bit of your elbow. So I'm going to get my knee in. So that's really hard for you to fight gravity. I'm not strengthening it. You can't push that elbow down as easily as I can just slide my thigh down.
Right.
If I don't have this, and I try to do this or this, I don't really have anything. You can start.
I can still get out.
You can try to do that, or you can even hit down to this side and try to go to this hip and kick this leg straight up. Boom. It's not ideal, but you're giving me, you're making space between my hip and your hip.
Right, and getting you off of my leg.
Right, so let's not worry about chasing these seat belts or these overhooks if I don't control your hips.
Yeah.
So if you do start to do that, I'm gonna flatten you out, I'm just gonna ride your belt buckle, your belt. Right
Okay.
here. So if you sit out, I'm gonna show you what it feels like if I'm not spiral riding. Go ahead and just sit out to your right hip. Yeah, so I don't go to your head, I don't chase the choke, I gotta control your hips.
Okay.
And you know that.
Yeah.
So once you do that, you might have to turn back in regard.
Okay.
But I'm gonna show you this segment. I'm just gonna let me get into the position, I'll show you the crucifix. Boom, spiral ride, threaten this. And as you try to tuck this elbow in, all I'm doing is just bringing this out. So the more you shift,
Yeah.
I'm still in there.
Can't, and I just get more crunched.
I'm gonna bring this heel in to the elbow pit. Now I got my overhook. I can get my harness,
Awesome.
and I can either roll forward with my head to this far shoulder,
Yeah.
or I'm just gonna go this way. I've got my harness, or like I did a control, or I get my harness. I like to do this control.
Yeah.
So now you can see I'm setting this up. No-gi, MMA, I wait to get this, roll up, forward. Or, if you're doing a good job tucking your chin in, cross face,
Oh,
go
yeah.
in,
Your favorite.
yeah, right?
Okay.
Or sometimes I'll even go here, smother, which, you know, it's a dick move, but
Anything to like get the head movement offline.
if your chin's down and you're looking away, tucking in, sometimes I'll even go to this,
Oh yeah.
and it's kind of hard for you to do anything. I can force the Kimura, I can kind of worry about this arm bar. So a defense too is to scoot down or scoot out. So if you just scoot straight down, I have this arm bar.
Yeah.
If you scoot up, like putting your shoulder blades on my chest,
Well, that makes sense.
it might work. And there is an old school like wrestling move and control from that. But knowing that that setup for the crucifix is a good way to control. So I'm going to show you the forward roll down. Because this one felt kind of weird for you, but I have more control. Whereas if I roll forward, you have other options. So
Okay.
put your head this way again.
Still doing the turtle?
Yeah.
Turtle move.
The only difference is
And then,
I'm going to roll over this shoulder.
okay. That grab knee comes in. So it's the wrap first. Gotcha.
Mhm. I'm going to gently roll over.
Okay.
So if I start controlling, I go here. So one I rolled over the shoulder, the other one I kind of roll on this back.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go on that. I'm just going to get into the entries wherever, whichever side you
So
go.
first thing is the arm, and then bring it.
So when you do this arm, let's get you on this side of my hip, too. Just going to get your left hip pocket. to my-
Okay. So
even-
we're going
even here.
sideways.
Yeah.
So did you just cup with this
You can
hand?
do that. You can put your fist to the mat.
Okay.
You can even go into the inner thigh.
Okay.
Depending on how stout and barrel chested they are. If they got a big old belly, sometimes you might only control there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or even sometimes there's a spiral ride, like you're putting this out, like
Gotcha.
that. So
Okay.
it just depends all the way from the inner groin down to the knee. So it depends on.
Wherever you can get.
Yeah. So
And then I'm bringing this knee.
it's gonna be your left knee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
So now your left thigh, your IT band is gonna basically slide down.
And I can put all my weight into you.
So
this.
if you do that, now you can slide that knee out towards that corner. That gives you that lateral position with not strength, but as I try to tuck in, I start
Yeah.
doubling down on this. I'm gonna put my weight on this.
So from here, am I bringing this hand in first?
Yeah, you can do that.
So I'm going for the seatbelt.
Yep.
And then
Right heel into my elbow pit.
right heel up to the muscle pit.
So just the heel, yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. And all you gotta do is just drive that back.
Oh, so I'm going for that.
Yep.
So I'm hooking that before I do the roll.
Yeah. So there's the two rolls, and you're gonna see the natural inclination is to want to roll to your left shoulder. And that's fine, like I said, that's
it
just
feels
a-
natural.
But for this one, let's just scoot back, but you're not sitting back. You're not sitting all the way to your back, you're sitting to your butt.
Gotcha.
So now I'm worried, all my weight's on my knee, you're forcing me to put weight on the shoulder. So I'm like, shit, my escape's this way. giving you this position.
So I got this hook, you switched it up though?
So all you're gonna do is keep this top hook.
Okay.
I want you to get this go over your leg, but over my arm as well.
Like that?
Yeah. So now I'm between the intersection of your ankles and your shins. And without worrying about this control, I just want you to pinch your knees and extend your ankles out. You can feel that. Now once you pinch your knees, I want you to hip thrust into it. As you extend, it's opening up the shoulder and straightening out my elbow, right? Before you extend, you bring it in, I want you to get this hand, my scapula or my shoulder blade, all the way back. And grab like a shelf, like a rock climber. There you go. So now you can feel that you have this, grab this, do an overhook on the fatty portion of my hand, like right below my pinky, no thumb. So the escape for me is this, so your thumb's not gonna help you in anything here.
Gotcha.
So all you're worried about is me escaping there.
Okay,
right?
that's pretty good control.
Yeah. So as much as if I try to tricep extend now, you can already hear me
Yeah.
sucking and talk. So now extend, now get a good hold of my shoulder. Now extend your legs, pinch your knees, hip thrust. Arm bar, right there.
Cool.
Okay? Or you can just control. Really double down on the choke. Grab my shoulder really hard, push your head forward into the back of my ear. Choke. Now switch this overhook on my neck to the Kimura grip. So it means it's gonna go over my head.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then this one's gonna go to my wrist. And your left hand's gonna go over your wrist. So now you've got a great, powerful frame on my neck and head.
Yeah.
And
Super uncomfortable.
let's say I'm real wired, you just can't get this hook. And I'm moving around, so you got the arm bar right there. Well, let's just say I move this foot a little bit because it's powerful. So let's just say you're fishing for this and you just can't get it, right? Now you can start working on the Kimura, pushing my arm back down in my hip pocket. Now I'm worried about this. So I can't escape this way. This is a good escape for me to go here and put my head in your sternum, or this way. It just buys me some time to try to work on one of my escapes.
Yeah.
But you need control. So sometimes you might go from this real good, powerful, no thumb grip, extend my arm down, right? Go ahead and push it down. If I start fighting this, double down on the arm bar. So as you're doing this, you're doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm going fucking. And then you can also unhook, grab my wrist, switch over to that choke, that harness grip. So you go here. And if I go here, go to the choke. One out. Choke, go ahead, choke. Go ahead and choke me with this. Head forward, crunch. Tap. It's a very controlling position.
These little moves.
Yeah.
You just gotta be patient.
Yeah. Because remember, you gotta remember your control is from controlling this elbow. If you get it below, if you get under the forearm, you gotta think of getting back into the bicep.
Okay.
With the harness, you gotta have good control here. If you start to lose one of the shoulders, you go, does that come over?
Okay.
So that was rolling to your back with me trying to escape, giving you my back.
Yeah.
Giving you that resistance. Now we're gonna roll over on your left shoulder.
Okay. Doing the full roll.
Yeah, and all it is I'll do it without it, okay?
Okay.
Without a partner. Boom. I'm thinking hip to hip. And this one, sometimes I'll underhook, I'll come in and try to grab, play with the arm, fuck with the neck. But I'm really just getting that knee.
Okay.
Try to slide out. So instead of driving up, I'm just sliding out.
Gotcha.
Harness. Harness is great. There's a Nelson, which I forgot, the core Nelson or whatever, half Nelson, I'll show you that one. But from here, once I get this, I put my weight into the hip, not the shoulder blade, not the lat.
Gotcha.
I'm on the hip, so now all your weight goes to that elbow. It exposes this for me to get this. Once I get that, then I can roll over that shoulder. I'll show you how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna. It's not too far high. I'm still.
Yeah, all that pressure is just going down. So heel hook. Grab. Oh yeah. That's smooth.
I'll show you the the Nelson hold.
Okay,
If
yeah.
you're being real stubborn with your elbows, I can't get your shit weight shift. Go from here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the pressure from this elbow that you're trying to pressure down, go up.
Gotcha.
drive your head down. As you start fighting this, that's when bring this down.
Cool.
It feels like a real power move, but it's not strength. So you can try the shoulder roll, and then the underhook is, I go on the far shoulder, and I go here. And I'm driving this elbow with the cutting blade, with the forearm, not the cutting blade, into your head. You can feel it forcing your head down, but I'm really using it to leverage pry your shoulder up.
Okay.
So I'm not necessarily trying to shove your head in the mat. That's just a byproduct of me prying your elbow off the mat.
Okay.
So the first one we'll do is we'll set up the overhook shoulder roll.
Okay.
Crucifix. Go back, quarter Nelson.
Quarter Nelson.
I don't know if it's quarter Nelson or half. I can never. That's a wrestling thing we need Brandon for.
So come in, get this. You driving the hip first, dropping, kind of messing around. Get in. Oh no, I need to do this first.
No, you can seatbelt then do this. It's fine.
Okay.
As long as your hip is hip to hip.
Okay, so gaining that pressure.
This is perfect for you.
Got this hook. I'm going this way.
You're gonna roll over, tuck your chin, and tuck your shoulder into my ear, and you're gonna roll over your left shoulder. So now, as you're fishing for this, your left foot is gonna go over my wrist.
That's right.
Okay? So I can't go this way, right? I need to bend my elbow left or right.
And then I'm slowly working this, pressing. Oh yeah, I gotta get that. Sorry.
No, you're supposed to. When your partner does that means you got it. It's not a good move. And so then now the 3/4, the Nelson, let's just say this. Underhook, the grip is thumbless, so gable grip.
Okay, so.
Sometimes there's this, I don't know these very well.
Yeah.
This is usually used to be able to maneuver your elbows more.
Okay.
You're flexible enough to do this. I don't know a lot of these.
Yeah.
I know there's some people that will use their thumb like this somehow, and it helps them move somewhere. So when controlling it at gable grip, you're pinching your elbows. When you do an S grip, you're bringing them in maybe.
Yeah.
It just depends. And so with this one, I like the gable grip. If this works for you, we'll ask a wrestler what the difference in that hold, or we'll ask Tanner.
Yeah.
This is a legit hold, and I don't know what the difference is, but what I've been told is surface area on surface area gives you more resistance and better grip.
Yeah.
Whereas people always, when they start, they think this is really good, and all you're doing is connect. Those connections are the only things that are holding you there.
Yeah.
And in a fight, if I see someone doing that, and they're doing that, I'm just gonna squeeze their hands. Now they can't
Yeah,
really pull
those
up.
knuckles
It
against
sucks.
each other too.
Yeah, and in a real fight, I'm gonna fucking couple of them.
Yeah.
Right? So this, you're safe. I can't really attack it. I gotta prod, right? So
Yeah.
you are attacking this, you wanna go to the fatty portion of the thumb. That's a good leverage. Or, fuck, just get one digit.
Get pinky out.
Yeah, but in jiu-jitsu, yeah, we're not doing that. We are attacking the fatty portion of this.
Okay.
We can. So with that grip,
Makes sense.
I want you to think of shelving your elbow on this trap,
Right.
so that my neck is kind of here, and that's going to push my head down. You're almost bringing this one up with this hook. You're almost,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So you'll feel it. So we'll just go ahead and get the knee in position.
So I'm still doing this. I bring my knee in,
And you're gonna do this
drop the weight down.
instead of doing the harness.
So I'm fishing here, but
we'll start
instead I'm
doubling
gonna
down.
underhook,
Yeah.
grab.
And bring your hand, bring your left hand up. This is where you want to be.
Okay, so
So I'm
hook.
gonna double down on this weight. Oh, because I don't want you to get that harness up. And as you're doing this, go ahead and do the overstep.
All right, get that.
And this is where the fight is. Bring your heel back on this one, and then really drive your hand up. And give me more of that elbow on the back of the head, back of the neck.
Oh, right,
Right
okay.
there. I don't
So
like that.
Pressure is down, fulcrum.
So as you're pushing into that, my instinct is to go forward or north for me,
Yeah,
or to go up. Whichever one is not gonna work. This doesn't work.
yeah,
So I'm gonna have to do something.
yeah.
I don't like that. I just relieve the pressure on my neck, but where am I at? I'm right where you want me.
Yeah.
So from here, you gotta know you gotta scramble to either Kimura grip or that harness, right?
Okay.
So this is where you're gonna feel my reactions. If I start driving up, you can go to Kimura, because now it's harder for you to reach over my neck.
So Kimura, same side, or it's
Let's.
opposite.
Correct. So if I'm here, it's hard for you. Now go ahead and extend me out and bring your knees in, and then see what happens. Right?
There you go. Okay.
Ow. I don't
Okay.
like that.
Put the pressure on the joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my initial reaction is like, he's crushing my chest. I need to move my chest.
It's another thing I'm going to show you later, but yeah.
Okay.
You gotta be cognizant of that. I'll show you that. So this control is where you're at. We're gonna be fighting here. I'm either here, I'm gonna feel where I'm trying to go down. So if you start seeing this, you either gotta think of going to my back or controlling this. So I'm gonna start pulling out. If I get this, I'm moving. So right here, over the neck. Yeah.
The smart move there, still controlling that. Extend. Oh, lost that. Got it.
Extend the side straight down and choking at the same time. So if you don't always get that cross leg, you might go to get the knee. The more I resist here,
Yeah, because I still got that right there.
your elbow deep. Your knee pit's in my elbow pit, and I.
Yeah. Even though I lost that hook, I still have the
It's
advantage of this strength.
it's not lost because now I'm hand fighting with you instead of trying to get my hips out and trying to do the escape that we know is
Gotcha.
there. So knowing
Yeah.
that, let's go back to the escape for you. I'm gonna crucifix you and I want you to remember the escape. I'll show you the escape one more time.
Okay.
So I'll do the escape. Go ahead and tap me
Okay.
and then give me 0.5% control.
Down. This. Heel in.
Whichever one, roll forward or run back, doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do.
Let me practice the rolling back since it's been a couple.
So I'm walking my hips over. So I wasn't able to get this leg, but I was able to get my hip out,
Yeah.
which allowed me to get the elbow out.
Yeah.
So I
So
gotta
you-
get,
As soon as you got your elbow out, you just rolled into me.
yeah.
Were you grabbing my leg?
I could have been, but I was really worried about getting my elbow out.
Okay. So elbow out and then just turned into me and started pressing.
So we'll have you do the escape a little bit, and then I'll go back to it.
Okay. So from here.
So you're gonna hook my bottom leg if you can. So bring this down.
Yeah. Like
And then
that?
overhook with your left leg. If you can get my foot,
Gotcha.
great. And then you can try to start working your escape from there. Even if I start holding this, I don't do it. I gotta let it go. Because this elbow on this shoulder has to get out. I don't know what this move's called.
So this comes out. I still feel this pressure.
Yeah. But you know you're safe because the elbow's coming.
And I'm enough out of you that you kind of have to let this go.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because my brain thinks, oh, this is still
You're
danger.
in trouble. Yeah. That's the real danger because you saw that even
Yeah.
though I lost the underleg, the overleg really controlled. You can do the underleg over, but I feel like I have better control of the top leg.
Yeah.
I don't know what this move's called. I've heard it called a rib, a heart crusher. Basically, you're attacking the crucifix. I bait you into the crucifix. Instead of letting you get your overhook leg here, I'm gonna overhook your top leg. Then I'm gonna overhook your head, and I'm gonna compress to the point where I can gable grip or S grip. And you'll see what I'm talking about. It doesn't make sense right now, but I'll talk it through.
I think I felt this before.
Yeah, so you can see on camera, switch. Head to the parking lot and feet towards the, so you're gonna be in the back, you're gonna be attacking the crucifix.
Oh, okay.
You can get a harness, and get your overhook, right? So what I wanna get is controlling my, worrying about not getting choked or extended out, right? As you start worrying this, I'm gonna try to get high on your chest, I'm defending this, leave my arm out if I can. This arm out just for this training purpose. I'm gonna go boom. Now you're like, okay, I still have you. You're gonna double down on your knees, pinch your knees. You think you still got me. Overhook this hand on the head. And I gotta be right on top of you, right? So if you feel this, there's a counter to that. That's what I want. I want you to know that because I will shake this. Go ahead, take a crucifix, then crush you, and then get you to tap. Because once I get my hands close, I'm compressing your knee to your head. What I'm really doing is turtling on your chest.
Yeah, I felt that rounding.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And I didn't even connect. It's just sometimes like strong man into it.
Yeah.
What I like to do, and I didn't invent this. I was doing rolling with this brown belt. It's like I've been playing with this twister, and a twister is an old wrestling move, but kind of made it famous for a back control counter. Have you ever seen the twister?
I don't think so. I may have, but
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
don't know a name.
No, it's okay. I'm gonna show you what it looks like because if I lose the back, and I'm beyond there. Now I have this leg, so I'm starting to lose. I lost this hook.
Gotcha.
What I'll do is I'll figure for this, and I'll reach around here. There's a way to get here, and it's hard even though you're flexible.
Yeah, that's a twister for sure.
So what it's gonna do is it's gonna pop all the small, soft portions of your ribs. I'm gonna overhook on your temple in an S grip with my palms, my knuckles into your head, and I'm gonna compress your head towards me. I'm not even gonna do that. But once I get up
Coming
there,
around with that hand too. Oh wow. Yeah, that's intense.
and I extend the legs out, and boom.
Now you want to do that, but there's nothing I can
You
do.
can't really do it, so I'm just gonna gently go until you start, you feel the spine.
Yeah, that's good.
It's usually illegal.
Is it? Yeah, you break somebody's neck.
You can, it's not necessarily the neck. What happens is the floating ribs start to pop. And
Okay.
separate. All the soft.
Yeah, I was pretty exposed there.
It's a spiral twist, but your ribs are about to fucking snap.
Gotcha.
So people who do this aren't dicks about it. You know, they just kind of control. They know it doesn't take much.
Yeah.
So for a crucifix, if you start doing that defense, we'll just work on the defense, right? So I got the seatbelt, and I overhook your leg. You overhook.
So I'm overhooking with this to get
For
out
this one,
first.
we're gonna get your shoulders on my chest.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead and walk your feet back towards me, get your shoulder blades over my chest, okay? And you're gonna overhook my leg with this hand, right?
All right, I'm trying to do.
And I think I got this. Even if I go to this, I want you to overhook my head and neck with your left arm. Now, get your hands to meet if you can. It's hard, okay? Now, since you can't do it, I just want you to extend and turtle up and try to compress the knee into my head. It's harder for me to talk. Okay?
Gotcha.
That's your counter. But you gotta be balanced.
Actually, I think I have a dream about this. Just finding this position in all these awkward places,
Yeah.
like we've been talking about the last couple weeks.
Yeah. But if you do that, you can hear it. It's harder for me to talk, and I
Yeah.
can take a lot of pressure. So you either want to skate that way, scooting your butt down, or threaten that. Like I said, this is like an old WWE wrestling. Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach under. I'm gonna go to that twister control that arm, and I'm gonna get you with twister crucifix.
After I do this.
I'm gonna bait you into going for this.
Okay.
Because big strong guys like this move, they know this move. So you've overhooked my leg, you beat me there.
Boom, I'm up.
You overhooked my head, and so now I'm fighting. I'm gonna spring. I'm gonna try to get one. You're here. Cool. So now try to get out. Now that you were attacking me, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. Now I'm all in there. That's cool.
So
Interesting.
we'll do the turtle attack, whichever side, forward roll, backward roll.
Okay.
We're gonna hand pummel. You're gonna let me get that overhook on the leg because you're doing a great job of control point. So that's why I'm gonna say you have to let me get that overhook on the leg, or I don't let you get that overhook. You maybe get that underhook leg.
Okay.
Allows me to get my elbow out and then overhook your leg. Just knowing why I showed the setup so you know what I'm gonna go to.
Yeah.
Once I overhook your head, the battle is getting my arm that's near their head, swimming under the armpit and over.
Okay.
And what I'm doing is I'm coming in, controlling the shoulder, elbow, knuckles into their temple. I'm doing this.
Okay.
Because that allows me to bring it in here. This isn't as powerful because now this knuckle's in the face. This palm, or this back of my palm, is pushing their head away from their shoulder.
Gotcha.
And that fucking sucks. And you can feel, I'm not even applying it, I'm just holding it.
Yeah.
So we'll work on the entry. And then you'll let me overhook whatever lays closest to my head. This can be tricky, and think of it this
I
way.
think this is the hardest part.
Yeah, so the biggest thing is with this is
Maybe more to that.
driving your heel, the right heel, back towards your left ankle. So hook, and then just drive it back.
Okay.
So you're putting the ball of your foot on the mat, which I hadn't really paid attention to that little detail, but I'm thinking of driving my heel back.
Gotcha.
Okay, and now
Some people double down, whatever they want.
here, as I scrap out, I think, okay, I'm gonna get my arm over your leg, because you're gonna kind of feel like you're losing my elbow, right? So, see that honest, you get this, and you're like, oh, I still have. I'm gonna give you enough armpit elbow space, so that once you feel that what I'm doing, get your right arm into my armpit,
Okay. Underneath.
other armpit, which is the closest armpit.
Okay, great. Gotcha.
Swim, punch through this guy. Boom. Now, back of your knuckles are gonna go like this. Maybe an S grip. Go ahead and reach up for the S grip. Extend your knees.
Cool. There's still a lot of pressure too.
So I'm here to fight. I'm gonna overhook. Reach the knees. Reach the knees to control this so I don't pull this out. So you think you got me? I think I got you. Before I start compressing, I can't get you. I'm gonna try to compress it. Bring it up to my temple, the temple of my head, up towards the top. Yeah. And it feels like it's expanding on this side of the chest.
Yeah.
Okay. So that series or that flow, you'll see in the scramble. You'll see all these positions somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you lose any of it, you could always go to the back or go to the front.
Okay. Yeah.
Also knowing if someone's gonna do this to you, you gotta get this elbow either up and over or in front of their hips.
It's an intense sequence.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll go from the top, I'll do it once, and you do it once, and you'll feel it, and then you'll do it.
Okay.
I feel that feeling it and then doing it are the best ways to do it.
Oh, for sure. So I'm starting internal.
Yeah. And we'll go about 50%, just you. Which way would you go? Kind of shifting, give me a little elbow tuck.
Okay, knee comes down. Okay, seeing that. So from here, I'm gonna do I cross? That's
Okay.
right. Cross. Get this out.
See how I went there?
Totally.
So think
Yeah,
of
it's on-
top leg, and this one goes down.
Okay.
And I just wanted you to feel it. Once you get enough space, then you can underhook. You gotta get this leg over to extend my leg. Scoot your butt away. Now I'm losing this shoulder and elbow. Right?
Got it.
Now you can underhook if you want with your right leg because you created space. Now I can't rehook. So this is where you go chest down. Even though I have this, I gotta let it go. I'm gonna double down on it. But once that elbow's in between us, I know I lost.
Gotcha.
But let's
Yeah,
just,
I can rotate.
I might switch to the Kimura, I might switch to the Corey Nelson, whatever. So if we get back to that situation, we're here. You start working your escape.
So hip. So I'm grabbing. Then I underhook. Continue shift.
So these are the scrambles that develop from this position.
Yeah.
You went from a real shitty position. I don't think it's a sweep. You just countered, but now you're on top.
This is where I'm starting to see where I need to drive my body more.
Yeah.
Put that pressure on.
Closing the gap.
continuously.
Like the first week we got together, you were keeping distance because you're used to
Yeah.
that. You want to be in
Yeah.
that striking distance, but here you got to close that distance.
Yeah. It's like still breaking some serious habits.
again. From here, and I'll attack you. You're gonna go to turtle. Defensively going. No. Can't get it.
Alright, so you push with the hand on that one. Okay, to create more space.
Can't pull.
Cool.
Not on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in guard, but you're not getting threatened.
Yeah. Relieve the pressure.
Yeah. So now you're gonna control me. Get to the submissions.
Okay. Let's see from here. Shoulder. Oh, I don't know what to do there. I'll just go to the butt.
So yeah. So,
Yes.
So what I do? Where's my elbow? Look at my left elbow.
Yeah.
I flare it out. If you feel that, you can go to that Nelson.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
That sucks.
Create more pressure.
Start fighting.
Back. Got the hook. There we go. Okay.
That's all you needed. So think of it, if you can get, it's not a straight jacket. This position from the seatbelt, don't face the camera. We practice this. As soon as we get the back instead of seatbelt, I want this instead of the seatbelt.
Yeah.
Not here, but here, and this. So if you start hand fighting, I'm still walking this hand back. My head's still going forward.
Yeah.
So if you get this hand here above the heart, try to think of this and you're shoving it and walking it. Sometimes if there's a hand fight here and you're doing a really good job keeping it, I'll even give it a little punch, palm punch, and I open this hand. So as we're hand fighting here, let's go to up, get to this, and you're doing a good job of fighting.
Yeah.
So really think of shoving those fingers here and then walking them back like a spectre.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want to get them my shoulder blade like right there. Because now your elbow's lined up underneath my
Shooting
shoulder.
for the bottom of the shoulder blade, but getting to here.
Yeah. So you'll feel the difference. As I'm fighting here, there's a cross trachea choke, but that's not as devastating as this.
Yeah.
Because this doesn't really feel like it's a threat until I start squeezing my elbow, my shoulder to my wrist. I'm hitting the karate.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the turtle attack.
Okay.
You can tap me. You tap.
And boom, arm, hip. Drop the knee. Hands back. Up. Yeah. Okay.
You already have it. Felt that control you had in this arm?
Yeah. You were flailing, but I didn't even have to work very hard. I was like, okay, I got that. So
You
we
had
work
the
on
arm,
this.
I worried about the arm, but you immediately had the choke.
Yeah.
So now go back to that control.
As soon as I addressed this hand too, I was like, oh, okay.
You're controlling me, but you're not exerting as much effort.
Yeah. That was awesome.
You feel this pummeling, you know what I want.
Yeah.
I need this elbow or I need to overhook your thigh.
It was almost like me being looser, and Scott talked about this the other day, was keeping more control instead of me being like, oh God, I gotta keep that. I was just like, okay, work on this. Okay, hand.
We're all there. That's the black belt and white belt difference.
Yeah.
You're not winded, you're not muscularly fatigued,
Yeah.
but your position is, what does he need?
Yeah.
What is he denying me that I need?
Yeah.
Right? So this is why I like to teach. I want to teach crucifix attacks, but I need to show you the turtle escape.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you gotta know both.
Yeah. Because a lot of times people think, oh, there's just one move. I'm like, there's a counter to everything. And I try to tell my son, well, you know that too. It's just, whatever you're doing, I need to negate that. So if you're more athletic, younger, stronger, better than me, I have to negate the things that I can't, slow you down athletically.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my wedges, my levers, blocks. I don't know if you've ever talked about that concept. I forget about that. There's a couple of guys in West Virginia, they were grade school teachers. They're in their late 20s, early 30s now. They're really good at teaching. So they were teachers before they went to jiu-jitsu, but they were MMA kickboxers, aficionados. So now they're both brown belts, but I met them when they were blue and purple. But these two brothers talk to the kids about fulcrums, levers, wedges, and blocks. So anytime you're attacking something, you're at the end of the fulcrum. Just like when I told you to grab here instead of here.
Yeah.
So you're at the end of the fulcrum, but you're also using this compromised joint for me instead of me being strong here.
Yeah.
I'm not able to do that. So also with the arm bar, I'm using the end of the fulcrum, so I'm grabbing the wrist to extend in order to push the fulcrum, or let's say this is a teeter-totter or a seesaw, like I try to tell my son, he still doesn't get it. Seesaw is gonna go that way, up and down, right? If I push up on that fulcrum with my hips, now I'm compromising this joint.
Yeah.
Right? So I wanna go to the end of the lever. So I don't wanna grab here. I wanna grab here, or I grab the palm of the hand so that I'm really extending at the end of the lever. Same thing I'm doing with your elbow. I'm grabbing the end of the lever and I'm trying to pry that out with my structure.
Yeah.
And I'm using this wedge to go in, but it's also blocking. So I use wedges, blocks, and levers.
Cool.
So if you can think about all those things, we kind of do all that. So when I get you a turtle,
Yeah. That makes complete sense.
I'm blocking your hip,
Right.
and I'm controlling this at the end of this lever. So if I go in here and I'm trying to just control the outside, you can go either way, in or out. But here I'm trying to kind of, and here's the backhanded, you see my hand change from this to this. As I'm maneuvering around, I'm trying to drive, I might push, I might do this. I can't get this elbow. You're doing a real good job of keeping the elbow in. Let's say your elbow's inside your knees. And I just can't get here. I'll block with this knee and try to get your ankle.
Okay.
So I'll try to start prying there.
Gotcha.
Then I just go back to
I
that.
got no strength up there.
So again, I'm trying to get in here, I'm trying to get levers, seatbelt, driving, and I'm actively on my toes. I'm never here. Just enough to where if you start to roll to your left, you roll to your right. Go this way, I'm gonna try. Get in there, wedge in my knee. End of the fulcrum.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, but it's seeing.
Lots of practice just so you can hit those spots too without thinking.
Yeah.
Instead of, okay, I want to find that fulcrum.
You'll feel a lot of white belts do this mistake. I shouldn't say white belts. You'll feel a lot of jiu-jitsu practitioners know that they gotta get a seatbelt, so you get the turtle, you immediately go to the seatbelt. And the hips are compromised. If you lift your hips, you dump them right over the head.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that done to you or do it to people?
I haven't really gotten on people's back very much, but I've grabbed the turtle a couple times and been like, oh, I can still.
So let's do that. So what I want you to do is, I just want you to tripod up. Once I get the seatbelt, my head's gonna be too high. I'm gonna be kind of like top of center of your shoulder blades. Once you lift your hips, I'm gonna dump over because I have only one underhook.
Yeah.
There's a counter to that, but I want you to dump me off.
Okay.
You don't have to do anything else. I just want you to elevate your hips.
Okay.
And then I'll do it to you so you can feel the difference, but I know you're gonna instinctually do this. You're gonna be able to do this without.
Yeah, and then I can get out.
Okay, so, and you really double down the seatbelt. So, it seems silly the kids always do that.
Yeah.
I got a big barrel chested person, I was going to double underhooks. And I was like, okay, I'm good. But what I like to do now, I like to put my knees, and you don't need to have one hand in the kidneys.
Yeah.
So as you turtle down, you're gonna be anticipating, you're almost baiting. You want to tripod out. So I'm baiting you here. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
So now if you elevate your hips, I'm still here. Now I can do that double underhooks, get my knee in. See my left knee,
Yeah.
my right knee. Or let's say I'm in the scramble, I lose my hips. Can't get there, so go ahead and do that. Double under.
Nice.
This prevents me from going over your head.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and lift my hips again. You're gonna get your knees back on my hips. And you got that double under. That's all you need. I mean, there's gonna be another fight there, but knowing that you gotta get back on my hips.
Yeah. Hips, hips, hips. That's where most of the power is.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get these hips off my knee. If for some reason you can't get the underhooks back off, and just put your knees into my kidneys or you felt. I just kind of got in your hip pockets. So let's go for the double underhooks. You're gonna end up getting something, right? That's way more powerful than chasing that seatbelt.
Yeah.
Because now you know if someone does that to you, let them get a seatbelt, they don't have any hooks. So people are really good at shooting their heels in. Like I did.
Okay. Yeah. I was just knees.
Because as soon as you lift your hips up, I'm gonna get my heel.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So hips are the priority.
Yeah.
Always.
So same thing in turtle. I'm riding your hips. Can't get
Right, yeah.
You're being tight in your bikini. Can't touch your bikini. I can't get your neck. Can't get your nose.
Oh yeah. Okay. And
I'm
that
letting
forces
you-
me up too.
Yeah.
As soon as you got my hips, I was like, oh, I can't.
Tanner does this really quick. Where he'll just get one hook in and get this heel in. And then he just stands me up.
Oh yeah.
He pries me up. But
Okay.
I don't know how to do that when I'm not hurting somebody. I feel like I'm gonna hurt someone, so I don't know it. I have to drill it and ask him.
Yeah.
Watch what he does to me. But knowing this turtle attack, you'll see it in a lot of places. So sometimes if you're losing the back, say I got you back, and you get one of my hooks. You just get one of my hooks. Doesn't matter which one. Now I got this hook still. Grab the twister, or you're trying to walk your feet that way. Back to that. It's not always there. You let me get this. I kind of forced it, but know that that's there from here. Just like this, if you're starting to work your escape and you kind of fuck it up, try to work your escape. If you're escaping, back, I'm gonna try to get my knee back on you, right? But if I know you got that right elbow out, I gotta do something else. I gotta get up and scramble up before you get. So same thing. If you get it back, you might go to twirl. I mean, you might go to crucifix. Boom. Here. You got the harness, or you got the Kimura, whichever one you want. You got this arm, you've been here before.
Yeah. Okay, so from here, I'm probably gonna do this.
Now let's go back to the back, and you can see it's slower about kind of what I did. So I'm doing my defense. Disable that underhook. As I'm trying to defend this arm and trying to move your leg, you're gonna overhook. Now you're right in crucifix. I've given you what you need. I'm walking my hips away. I'm getting perpendicular. Where's it needs to go?
Oh, okay. Okay. Just grabbed it.
So you saw I had to use the top leg and then the bottom leg.
Yeah, it's that twisting. I did a one-on-one with Tanner, and what I'm really starting to understand with seeing his level is he's just really good at this.
He is. He really is.
Just like moving around and like. That's when I start to feel my age a little bit. Like, how can I get a little snappier, a little faster?
The timing comes when you know what's next.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, huh?
But
Because you're older than me and you move super spry.
yeah, because I started knowing I did a lot of scrambling with the 20-year-olds. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I wasn't really worried about my age as much as I got to defend.
Yeah.
But is there any skill that you acquired as an adult, like something you learned not as a child? Because it's,
Yeah.
like what is it? For example?
Playing guitar.
Okay, so playing guitar. Everybody wants to get on the guitar and play fucking Deep Purple, right?
Right.
Or something. I don't know what.
Something
genre.
awesome.
But you gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta go slow before you play the chords and sound like an opera.
Yeah.
Just key that, key that. Same thing with this. I'm showing you the breakdown, but now you're gonna start seeing it.
Yeah.
So, here's a better example, right? Everybody knows this. Knowing how to tie shoes. Knowing it without thinking about it, you can do it. But then breaking it down for your 3-year-old, you have to rethink it.
Yeah.
So they can
Okay,
comprehend.
wait, alright,
Now you gotta do it from their perspective, like,
Yeah.
okay, just like tying a knee belt, tying the kid's belt, tying my belt. Like, I knew how to tie my kid's belt before I could tie mine.
yeah.
Even though I knew, so it's the same thing with this. You're gonna start breaking it down for the next couple months, you're like, wait. You might even revisit it in a year and go, fuck, I know this.
Yeah.
But you develop to fill the gaps, all those skills. So this is just something to shoot for, like turtle attacks, turtle escapes, back. So from turtle, you can go to back, from back, you go to turtle, just like Tanner said, all the leg locks lead to back. I didn't think about that, but yeah, he's right. And I learned that my first day, but I mean, it doesn't make sense till 6 years later.
Yeah.
So with this one, I want you to also think that if you're on the back, you can go to the crucifix. If you threaten the crucifix and they don't know the escapes, you know the control. And you can frustrate someone just by controlling. You don't
Right.
even get the submission. You've been there.
I've been, ever since our first day together, that really stuck with me. It's like, just controlling a little bit. You don't have to dominate and get the submission, just get restful in the control.
Make them uncomfortable.
Make them uncomfortable. Yeah.
So let's go on controlling the crucifix, losing a crucifix, reacquiring the back. By reacquiring the back, you're either going to have to scoot your knee under knee, or you're going to have to roll knee so that you create space underneath. So if I'm in the crucifix, the moment I do this, your knee leg that's closest to me has to go under, so you can get that other hook. So you can have one overhook here.
Yeah.
You might have to drive me here. Once you get that knee over, you can put, this hook's gonna drive me here. You can let go of this, or you can, whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna see the back.
Okay.
So,
Full back control is better than a crucifix.
not necessarily.
Okay.
Because you
Just
don't,
depends on the situation.
yeah, I mean, there's body types and skill levels.
Yeah.
How many classes have you had on crucifix escape?
Just this one.
Right, so how many classes have you had on back control and back escape? More than one.
Yeah.
So my point is,
Gotcha.
if you get exposed to this,
Yeah.
and you see it, you probably have one more rep than someone else.
Yeah.
Or you might not.
Yeah. Well said. Well
You know?
said.
So, get them out of their comfort zone. Oh, I'm in the back, I know what to do. But in the crucifix, you didn't know any of this stuff.
Right.
You're like, wait, I'm worried about this Kimura grip, I'm worried about this harness. I'm like, oh, I gotta control this arm. Once you saw that knee control and extending that arm, getting your ankles crossed over my wrist or my forearm,
Yeah.
you felt the control. I couldn't wiggle my elbow.
Yeah.
I had to tell you, hey, let me get my arm out.
Yeah.
Because I can't hook, I'm not flexible enough to do this. Women and children can usually kind of double jointed.
They're all rubbery.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're more flexible, but it's still difficult. Once you felt that arm lock going, oh wait, once you extend it out, but also playing with it. Tanner does that play, push pull.
Right.
And all that did is extend me out more. So let's start at the crucifix and just try to get to the back. I'm not even gonna talk you through it, you're just gonna feel it.
Okay.
So get me in your crucifix, however you want.
Right, yeah, and let's do the choke, because I like that.
And I'm gonna keep my chin down on this
I'm
one.
gonna chop. Boing. Cool.
I don't need to tell you what to get. Once you see, okay, I can bail on the arm and go to the hook. Once you got that far hook,
Yeah.
you saw it. The knee went under, you got the hook, escape, and you got back control.
And then once I had that knee under, it felt really natural to be like, okay, I can let this go.
Yeah. I didn't have to tell you the steps other than just get the knee under.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do a points tournament, IBJJF, you don't get any points for crucifix. But
Okay.
you also don't get any points for submissions. Right? So that's what I gotta tell the kids. You don't get any points for submission. You won't get any points for crucifix control. But if you're down on points, go to back control if you feel like they're doing a good job of defending. If they're really beefy and strong, you might not get the choke. You might get the choke, especially if they're strong. It's hard to say.
So you would get points by getting on their back again?
And holding it for 3 seconds.
Okay.
And if you feel that you want to start working on that choking game or just ride their back for the rest of the tournament, you can do that for points.
Yeah.
But in a fight, I like the crucifix, but the problem with the crucifix in the back is you don't know who's around you. You can't see who's behind you. Mount is always best.
Yeah.
You can mount, control, and work around.
Yeah.
So I'm just giving you that because you might be doing this in a self-defense situation, whereas if you're doing it in a competition situation, yeah, get on your back, get on their back, you have a mat.
Yeah.
But on asphalt, I'd rather be on top.
Totally.
I'll scrape my knees and my shins other than rubbing my back on some broken glass.
Yeah.
So those are things to be cognizant about. Do they have a weapon?
Right.
Do I want to be in their fatal funnel? I might want to be on the back.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know? So let's go to the back again and then go to crucifix. Okay. So I'm just gonna give you enough resistance to give you that. So you're gonna control, try to go to the back, try to control me, try to choke me. And sometimes you can overhook your flexibility with your, as I come in here, my defense is to bring my knee up and bring this heel, and I try to do this. As flexible as you are, when you can bait me into doing this, kick your foot up and then bring your heel back into my elbow pin. So you're kicking up.
There it is.
Yeah. So again, that movement is, I'm gonna go from here to elevate, here, and I probably don't bring it up far enough, kick your toes to the ceiling, heel back. Once you bring your heel back to your ass, that's gonna drive my elbow and body this way. And I'm gonna bridge, now bring this leg out. I think I'm getting out. Where are you at? What do you need?
I need to get my
Left leg?
left leg under you.
No, we're going back to crucifix. We're going from back to crucifix.
Oh, okay, right.
So here, what do you have? You have
So I got a hook.
overhook and cross the ankles. You're where you want to be. Tap. So you encountered
Cool.
from back to crucifix, crucifix to
fine.
back. Now, when you're in turtle, you know what I need.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm gonna ride your hips, I'm gonna try to control your cross hip, this hip, and that shoulder, or that shoulder, you know. If you get back in turtle, and I try to control this hip and this shoulder, it doesn't do anything for me. I gotta get cross body.
Yeah.
Right? I can force this roll if I wanted to, but I don't have control. You were able to escape because this arm's free to fight.
Yeah.
It's not a bad position, sometimes that's all you got. So, if you go to that Nelson roll, you don't hook my arm. There's a different fight here.
Yeah, for sure. Cause this leg is like, oh, where'd that arm go?
What do I got? I can't really, you can get to the back and you get to the crucifix if I start flailing. But if I do this, I know I'm safe. I start protecting my neck and I want to protect my hips, right?
Yeah,
So I feel
yeah,
it's
yeah.
safer to get that crucifix control.
Yeah.
So, also if you can do the crucifix from the top, and you can, if I'm just trying to mark you up right here, and get that knee, I'll just start hitting the back of the head. Right? If I
Yeah.
can control this here, stop
Yeah.
resisting.
Back it. Oh, okay.
No, I'm saying, if I'm like
Oh, okay.
breaking up a fight, or I'm a police officer, or if I'm just a good Samaritan,
Stop
hey,
resisting.
stop. Just
Yeah.
stop fucking around. I don't want to hurt you. For the cameras, right? So what am I doing? I'm overhooking this, controlling this if I can. I'm controlling this arm, and I'm back on your hips. I'm not up here. Go ahead and lift your hips. I start to lose it, right? But now I'm going to try to move.
Oh.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. I don't want to hurt you. You feel the arm lock coming on, right?
Yeah.
So let's work on that control too, for some self-defense. And you can still kind of look around. Hey, somebody call the police.
Yeah. Yeah, you got the upper. Felt like your back was pretty extended.
So yeah, that hip in there.
Get off me, motherfucker.
Oh, don't let you get back.
Verbalize. Like if you're yourself. Stop. Just
No,
stop.
stop resisting.
I don't want to hurt you.
I don't want to hurt you.
You can even
You got a
cross.
phone? Call 911.
Yeah, so even if you got here, you're good there, but you can also cross your ankles again, get to that position where you're here. You got my hand and my wrist trapped between them. So you can feel if you need to go knees down, you're good, but if you want to go back down to my hips, It depends on what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm fucked. I know I don't like this. People freak out. A dumbass is gonna go like this. You don't even have to do anything now.
Yeah.
You can go to mount, or you can just stay in this control position. Right?
Cool.
Hips, hips, hips.
That's the big one. Hips.
You
I
got-
think the limbs feels like anxious, but it's like hips.
You know you gotta get that heel into that elbow pit, and then everything comes from there. You can do it this way. I'm just not real proficient at that, and I feel this is way better, because it sets up my arm lock,
Yeah.
or extension of control. So let's get on the arm turtle, and you're just gonna control me. Now let me out. Get your knee in. Remember, from here, if you're having trouble, slide your knee, slide down my thigh. There you go.
That's right.
Yeah, you good.
Oops. Cool, I felt that. I was like, oh.
But you know what's coming, so you go, oh shit, I immediately got to bail on that.
Yeah. Instead of trying to regain what I lost.
Yeah. But you had control of my leg. You didn't have the right leg. There's no correct, there's a better leg.
Sure.
There's a higher percentage of control, but you still had control.
Yeah.
Let's do it again. So let's do it again. I like it. Almost. Ankles, ankles.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I was like,
No, that's what you're supposed to do.
so
I was resisting more.
Yeah.
You weren't going hard. You don't need to apologize. I was resisting more.
Cool.
You didn't lose control.
Yeah.
I was trying to say to cross your ankles, but you didn't need to really because you had that knee pinch.
Yeah. I was like, I know I'm there.
Yeah.
I still felt really relaxed,
You felt smooth.
which is huge.
You're not rushing. You were thinking, what do I need? I got the arm.
Yeah.
I got the Kimura.
Yeah.
I got the harness. Wait, is he going up? Is he going down? You also had the back on the previous one.
Yeah. That's cool.
You saw I'm trying to pummel out. I lifted my hips intentionally, hoping you would scoot to the back.
Yeah,
But
I was wondering.
you didn't need to. But I wanted to telegraph that and say, hey, you got that too. But you didn't. You felt controlled.
Yeah. There was that part of me did think, well, his hips are up, but wait, I got his leg.
Yeah.
I'm in control here, so.
You're gonna feel that. I can't tell you the difference between me and Brandon and Dante and someone else. You can feel that I feel strong, but I'm not going strength. I'm going position.
Yeah.
So this time I'll try to use strength without any real tactics, without any real jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And you're gonna just ride my body. You're gonna surf.
Okay.
I get the turtle.
you were being me for the first 3 months.
But you felt, I'm safe. How much effort did I exert there?
Ton.
I'm breathing heavy.
And I was just focusing on, okay, This is what I know. Rad.
If you gotta go, it's Quartz-Hill.
Yep, I do.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Loving it.
No problem, bro. I love
Loving
it.
it.
I'm glad that it works. This helps me, like I said.